Tim Maurer, he looks at the use of proxies. And one of the things that he found is that still today, it looks like cyber criminals in the region have not been swayed by geopolitics. They're still primarily on the side of making money. So the conflict hasn't got hot enough. Some of the hacker types that I know in Ukraine, they say that's not quite true. One of the things you can see is all of the hacker forums, basically, whereas you didn't know who was Ukrainian and who was Russian before the conflict got more serious, all of a sudden they started taking sides, and you could in fact see it. But I think Tim is right, and there hasn't been the kind of patriotic hacker activity that we've seen, for instance, in Estonia.
We've seen espionage. We've seen lots of cyber espionage, primarily by Russians, but not only by Russians. We've seen distributed denial of service attacks, okay, relatively less important in this conflict than they were in Estonia and Georgia, but they've been there. We've seen a lot of electronic warfare. We've seen people attack telephone systems by occupying switches, and we've seen the use of wire cutters, okay? We've seen a lot of traditional stuff. But until Christmas, there was no attempt to carry out a cyber attack against any piece of the critical infrastructure, and we have no information at this point that there's been a cyber attack against military systems.